as well, and water resistant. Now this is called the Smart Sandal Selection Show, and what do you know what? This is not a good one to start with.
Well,
because there's too many colours to choose from. And when they brought them to the table, I thought, oh yeah, I like the navy. Then I saw them come out and I thought, oh no, I like the yellow one. Then they were going to give you the flame-coloured one.
yes.
Oh no, I like that one. So it's a difficult...
It is a really lovely array of colours.
Isn't
You've
it?
got something for everybody there, but that yellow really stands out. And
Yes.
that's a really strong colour for this spring and summer. Love that corally colour as well, which is lovely. We're calling it red.
Red.
But there's no way that's red, John.
No, it's flame. I call that flame.
It is a really lovely flamey
You're
coral.
all right there. You're struggling, aren't you,
I am
today?
struggling a bit with my throat. I'll have to have a little throat sweet later on, John. Or you could go and make me a nice cup of tea or something.
Oh, there's some throat sweets there, it's fine. Oh, no, I know. Let's make you a half and half, because she always makes half and halves for everybody else, which is coffee with half milk, half water.
Yeah.
Frothy coffee in my day. We'll make you one today.
Do you reckon you could do that,
Yeah, I could
John?
do that. Thank you.
Ooh.
Anyway, sell these shoes.
Yeah, anyway, we've got a beautiful white, we've got the gorgeous tan, and then we've got the navy. I think they are...
There they are. So just go through the colours again.
Right.
So nearest them is red.
Red.
Then what have we got next? Yellow. And see, I'd have called that something more exotic than yellow. Then we've got white. Then we've got tan. Then we've got navy.
Do you think we could have called the yellow saffron?
Oh.
Oh, no, maybe mustard.
Mustard. Or
Mustard.
custard.
Custard, yeah. Custard and
Anyway, look,
mustard.
come on, we haven't said anything about
All right,
the shoes.
but it is the most beautiful leather. You've got the leather on the upper, and it's a little bit concertinaed, so you've got that little bit of give there.
Yeah.
And then inside you've got the leather footbed, and all of that is beautifully padded,
Now,
John.
you see, we sell these in different colours in the mule version. I like the version with the strap round
I
the
do.
back.
I think a lot of ladies like the strap. They feel a little bit more secure, and you can adjust that. You've got the wood effect heel, so it's a nice blocky heel as well. Fabulous grip.
OK, let's get Julian very, very quickly. Oh, you've gone for the mustard, custard, yellow ones.
Well, I thought sunflower. Oh, it's very summery, isn't it?
What I've also noticed, which I didn't see
The
on yours,
little vent.
the little V of elastic at the
Yes,
front, which is
I
good,
didn't
isn't it?
even notice that either, and that's great. So when you're walking, you've got that extra little bit of give.
And the strap holds it in place nicely, doesn't it, at the back?
Yeah, really secure on the feet. So comfortable, and I think they look fantastic. They
I
really
do as well. Ooh,
Stunning.
What colour are you going to go for? 317963 is your item code number. Bellissimo leather slingback heeled sandal. UK sizes 3 to 9. These will fly out. You must be careful now. Navy or red or tan or white or yellow. £44.99. Standard fit these. 08450 99 99 69. That's your telephone number. www.paversshoes.tv to buy them on the web. Now, I think we've done this before, but they've moved it on. They've developed something, because the old one didn't have that lovely... Is it leather? Yeah, the leather around the heel, did it, and things like that.
I think this is really gorgeous. We've got lots of different versions of this one.
Because they're all Bellissimo. All the ones we're showing are all Bellissimo, aren't
This
they?
one's just a little bit more open in the weave.
Yes.
Also, you've got lots of give there as well. So every step you take, you've got that lovely give within the leather.
That'd be a good song, that, wouldn't it?
It certainly would, actually, John.
Has it not got... You see, the difference is there's no elastic vent as far as I can see in that one, because you don't need it.
You don't need it because you've got the give within the body of the shoe, which is lovely. And I think if you've got a nice suntan, whether it's real or out of a bottle, that's going to be really nice on the foot, don't you think? Yeah, you just,
I was just looking at you thinking you're very pale today. The last thing you've got is a suntan.
I know.
Can we point something out, though, before we start? On the table, we've only got the white and the pewter one. When you see Julie in a minute, you'll see the other colourway, which is tan. So if you're sitting at home thinking, oh, I want a different colour, there are 3 different colours to choose from.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, but I think the pewter is beautiful. I think that's a little bit more dressy in the pewter.
Yes.
The white with all your summer clothes, your cut-offs and everything. Lovely that the leather actually goes right round the back of the wedge as well. That's really nice. With
Now, would you give those a spray with your leather spray?
You could do, actually,
because
just
I'm just
to
thinking
protect
if that gets
them.
dirty, because that's the bit that's going to get dirty.
That's very
isn't it?
true, John. So a little bit of a spray on those, and that protector spray, you can use it on lots of other things as
exactly.
well. but the insole is all leather, and that's really, really cushioned, which is lovely. The back strap, you can adjust that, and underneath you've got the great grip as well.
Okay, let's have a look, because the other colour is the tan, which we haven't got on the table, but they look nice as well, don't they?
Do you know, that tan looks beautiful? I think that's really nice, and it's quite an open weave on this one, isn't it?
Yes.
I love that.
Comfy?
Incredibly comfortable, really comfortable. I think they're just a little too wide for me. Are these?
They're a comfort
Yes,
fit. That's
they're
why
a comfort fit. Well,
wide for you.
definitely going to be comfortable in these because there's so much give, flexibility, nice wedge, not too high, fabulous. And I think it looks stunning on.
I think
really
the styling on them is really, really
Yeah,
beautiful.
I do too.
I'm thinking I like the white ones, though. That's where I'm going on this.
I'm really torn, actually. I keep going for the tan today.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I think all the three colours are
They're
great.
all lovely, aren't they? Yeah. 317-964 is your item code number. These, again, are Bellissimo, slingback lattice wedge sandal. UK sizes 3 to 9. They come in 3 different colourways. You're seeing the tan, no, you're not. You're seeing the pewter and the white there. And then the tan is on Julie's feet. There you go. £44.90. These are a slightly wide fit, like what we used to call the comfort fit. 08450 99 99 69 www.pavershoes.tv. Now, these are very similar to some others we do, aren't they? But these look a little bit more...
A little bit more, John.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yes. The other one were a little bit more concertinaed.
That's it, yeah, like waffle.
Whereas these, they actually do move, but not quite
Yes.
as concertinaed. These are Bellissimo, which are lovely. But I just love that tan. I think it is gorgeous. It's a really lovely colour. The footbed is so soft and padded as well. You've got leather on the upper, leather on the insole.
Well, it's Turkish leather, isn't it?
It is, which is always fabulous. And then on the inner side, you've got that little bit of a vent of elastication.
Yeah, because the others won't have had that, because the others were very much more malleable, weren't
Absolutely,
they?
on the upper.
On the upper, yeah. I actually quite like the fact that this has got finished leather round this little bit here
Yes.
and that little bit there, because that kind of finishes it off, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. It's a really nice looking sandal, mule. And then you've got this wood effect heel, really nice and stable with the heel as well. But I just love the comfort inside of here. You've got 3 lovely colours. I love the tan. You've got the pewter, and then you've got that lovely white as well.
Would you go for the tan then?
Yes, I think I would in this one.
Yes, I think I would as well. Oh, but Julie's gone for pewter.
I did. I thought that's what the pewter was like. I like these too.
Yeah. They look nice with your trousers, don't they? The dark trouser,
Yes.
the pewter looks
Yeah,
nice
it
with
does.
those,
Looks
doesn't
really nice. And also the pewter would work with all your softer colours, your pastel colours too.
Oh, would it?
I would reckon, John. But you could use the white with your pastel too. Which colour would you go for, Julie?
I think I would go for the tan, if I'm honest.
Yes.
Tan's
I'm
lovely.
thinking, though, if you wear a lot of white linen or floatiness for the summer, then the white ones are going to be nice as well, aren't they? They're going to
Really
look very
nice.
light, aren't they, on your foot? So now, just tell me, how does that woven effect take effect to your foot? You know, is it taking the shape of your
Yes,
foot?
it takes the shape of your foot and makes them really flexible. And you can only almost see your feet through them. But
Has it got a mesh behind it?
It
then?
has actually, yes.
Yes.
But you can actually
Really
just
soft.
see through the holes. I'm just
Yeah,
looking.
just see.
No, it hasn't actually, John, but it looks like it has.
It looks like there's mesh behind it, doesn't it? Just to hold it into shape. Anyway, get them home and try it for yourself. 317-961 is your item code number. These are the Bellissimo leather woven effect mules. UK sizes 3 to 9. Come in 3 different colourways. You're seeing the pewter there, but we also have it in the tan and we have it in the white. I think the tan are the most popular in the studio here today. £39.99. They are a standard fit. Leather upper and leather insole. 08450 99 99 69 www.pavershoes.tv to come in and buy them on the web. In theory, these shouldn't work, should they? Because if you think about a nice little strappy sandal,
Yes.
you want nice delicate bits of leather, don't you? And these are swathes of leather,
Yeah,
and yet I
but
love them.
Do you know, when I looked at them on Julie's foot, they look fabulous. But I just think it's great because lots of ladies want a sandal, but they might not be that keen on their feet.
Yeah.
You know, so this crossover detail, very flattering. Anything, as you will know, John Scott, because you've taught me everything I know.
Exactly.
a V-neck, whether it be on your foot or on your décolleté, actually works, doesn't it? So that's a really nice feature. Lovely, beautiful, soft leather as well. I mean, teamed with the tan, I think that is a gorgeous combination. The tan is just on the buckle area here, and it's a gold looking buckle, which is lovely. So you can adjust that as well. I just think the front of this is really lovely. Then you've got the wedge, which is like a wood effect wedge, probably about 2.5 inches.
Have you still not found your ruler?
No,
I will look for it in the next
Well, will
bit.
you ferret down your
we'll
chair
have a ferret,
and see if my ruler's
Oh,
down
talking
there?
of ferrets, I've got a family of ferrets in my garden. No, they're not ferrets, they're weasels. I'll tell you more about that later. I'll tell you more about that later. I know, they're gorgeous, they're lovely. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, well, anyway, you've got good grip underneath as well, but a really nice sandal and a little bit of give on that insole as well, which is lovely.
And which colour would you go for?
See, I would go for the white, but I think the navy and the tan is lovely.
You see, I like the navy as well. Oh, Julie's gone for the navy as well. Come on in, Julie. I just think, on paper, I sound like Love Island, on paper, they wouldn't work, and yet I think they're lovely.
I think they're really nice. And just to say, Julie is a standard fit. These are a standard fit, and tend to be with Bellissimo standard fit.
Talk to me about how comfortable they are, Julie.
They're absolutely gorgeous. They're very supportive. I think they look very elegant on the foot, despite, you know, there's more leather on them than a normal sandal. But they've got that lovely cushioned sole, haven't they?
Yes,
that
they have.
insole.
Really
you can really
nice.
feel that. Your toes feel really comfortable and squidgy into
And
them.
I think, actually, those suit a trouser as well as a dress.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
I think
yes.
they're very versatile, John.
Yes, that's very well said, Sheila.
Thank you.
Shall we move on? 315-200. These are the Bellissimo leather slingback wedge sandals. Talk about getting every word in there. UK size is 3 to 9, but please check your screen for size availability because I think these are going to be this season's bestseller. They come in navy and they come in white. They both look so elegant, don't they? Now remember, they're leather upper and a leather insole. They're £44.99. You'd think more leather, they'd cost you more, wouldn't you? 08450 99 99 69, or come in and buy on the web. Now, these shoes are Bellissimo. Sheila, for those people who don't know, who might be new to us, what is Bellissimo?
Bellissimo is actually Pavers' more fashion range. So if you want something just that little bit different, possibly slightly younger in its makeup, then I think Bellissimo's for you. But
Oh, young at heart. You say younger.
Yeah, maybe young at heart. Yeah. But I love these. They are fabulous.
I think you mean more fashion trend-led. Yes. That's what we mean.
Yes,
yeah,
that's what we mean, John. We got there in the end.
Yeah.
Beautiful leather, absolutely gorgeous, so incredibly soft.
You can see just by you touching it like that
how soft it is. You've got the leather down the front here, which is really nice. You've got the gold embellishment, obviously not real gold, but you've got the little stud detail as well. I just think these are fabulous. Each one, we've got 4 different colours. You've all got the tan in the centre here, but then we've got that lovely stark white, which is gorgeous. You've got that navy and tan, then you've got that beautiful rose as well. I'm holding the taupe, which is lovely. Inside, you've got a really lovely leather footbed. Then you've got the wood effect heel.
Like a stack heel.
It's a really nice blocked heel, isn't it?
Heel, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Underneath, you've got a great grip as well. I just think these are a lovely, lovely sandal for the summer.
Let me bring Julie in, because Julie's gone for the navy ones. Now, the navy, to me, look like high-end designer, don't they? That navy and tan mixed together looks so designer.
So designer. They look so chic. They look. You could put a 1 in front of these, I think, if you're sort of in a really amazing shoe shop. They're just so designer looking, so beautifully made, and they look gorgeous.
You see, when they're on the table, I was immediately drawn to the white ones.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, but now I've seen the navy ones on Julie's feet. I actually really like the
Well,
navy.
I think it's a really hard choice with this one. I think all the colours are beautiful. I've been actually going in towards the rose. I think that is a lovely colour, but the taupe's gorgeous as well.
Rose. Now you see, they've called the rose that one rose. I'd call that more nude than rose.
Yeah. Would you?
doesn't feel that it's got a
You see,
pink.
I actually think that that rose is sort of like, yeah, I know where you're coming from with the nude. I think it's because of the mixture with the tan as well.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I think that tan on that middle strap actually sets every different colour off, I think, beautifully.
Gorgeous, aren't they? Anyway, this is 307897, your item code number, the Bellissimo leather slingback sandal. UK size is 3 to 9. Do check the screen for size availability because I think these are going to fly out. Navy/tan, or rose, or taupe, or white/tan. £44.99. Remember, leather upper and a leather insole. 08450 99 9969. Give us a call now, or of course you can always come in and buy these on the web. Has that middle strap got sparkle on it?
It has, John, yes. Quite subtle, but there's a little bit of shimmer on the middle strap there, which is lovely. I think these are really pretty. Yes. I love this colour. We're calling this one... No, John. This is ivory.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, ivory. It's like an off-white, which is beautiful. It's a bit like mother of pearl.
Yes.
I love all the cutout detail on here as well. Lots of foot coverage. I like the panel down the front. And also, which is really nice with this one, you've got the one-touch fastening here, which is really easy. And then you've got the wedge. We've had quite a few styles with a wedge, but I think when it gets to sort of summertime, spring, summer, there's lots of occasions where you might be on grass or, you know, uneven surfaces. So a wedge is really, really useful.
Can I just go back to the panel down the front?
Yes.
Has that got elastic in it?
You've got little elastications.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
isn't it?
through the little squares there.
Yeah.
So you've got that extra bit of give when you're walking in them, which is really, really nice. Now, this is a wider fit, what we used to call comfort. So you've got extra room in there. And also, I just think, you know, if you do have issues, you've still got lots of coverage
I've got
with
issues.
these.
Can I tell you about them?
Come on,
Oh, no,
John.
nothing to do with shoes. What colours have we got? What colours?
Right, we've got this lovely ivory that I was holding. In the middle, we've got metallic. Now, the metallic is sort of a mixture of maybe a pewter and a bronze on that middle strap there. And then we've got the navy patent, but the actual middle strap with the navy is more of a plain navy.
So that's the opposite way round then, goes patent with a matte strap. Let's quickly get Julian, because Julian's gone for the metallic ones. I can see that colour. Oh, do you know what they've done? So the middle strap is like that bronzy copper colour, but then the two alternate squares with the gold, they've used that same metallic. See what I mean?
I love that. I think that is a really useful colour. You know, imagine all your outfits through spring and summer. That's going to team up with them beautifully.
Well, also, I don't think we need to keep metallic for... It's like sparkle, isn't it? Don't keep it for a special occasion.
No,
if you wore that with your jeans or your cut-offs, it's going to look lovely as well, isn't it? I think that... Now, Julie, comfort?
Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Really, you can hardly tell they're on your feet. They're really lightweight, really secure. And wow, they just look stunning on, don't they? The actual sheen of them is amazing.
That little wedge is nice. I do
yeah.
like
Do you know, it's really nice, and it's quite a delicate sort of look to it as well.
Definitely, even though you wouldn't think it to start with. 317591 is your item code number. The Pavers elasticated slingback wedge sandal. UK size is 2 to 8. Check the screen for size availability. Now they come in the ivory, they come in the metallic, and they come in navy. No black, that's unusual, isn't it? £37.99. All you have to do is give us a call or go on the web if you've got an occasion to go to. How fabulous. Now, these shoes are very much, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because we've done these styles for years, haven't we?
We have, John, but why wouldn't you? Because they are beautiful. They are such a lovely, lovely shoe. And look at all this on the top, that embellishment with the flower detail. It looks like somebody has spent hours and hours actually putting these little beadwork together.
It took me forever before the show this morning making those.
Actually, I could imagine you doing something like
that, I love beading.
John.
I love doing beading and embellishment.
It's so beautiful. I love this pewter. I think it is gorgeous. It's really, really elegant.
It says pewter. I think the flowers are pewter, but I'd say that the shoe was like a very, very soft gold. Yeah,
possibly in between bronze, pewter and gold. Yes, it's a bit of a chameleon, John.
But still beautiful. I'm not saying it's not beautiful.
And also we've got it in the black patent, which is lovely, but I love the navy. I think the navy is absolutely gorgeous.
The thing is, I'm thinking wedding. right?
Yes.
And those are three different, you know, like you either have your black accessories with your
Yes.
colourful dress, or your pewter, or your navy blue. They're going to look gorgeous,
Yeah,
aren't they?
definitely. And this is something you can bring out time and time again for any special occasion.
Yeah.
The footbed is actually lovely as well, slightly padded in there. You've got the strap round the back where you can adjust that, because sometimes you do get sort of like a back strap where it can slip down a little bit, and maybe one foot's slightly bigger than the other, so you can actually adjust that on a really nice wedge as well. Probably about 1.75 inches, 2 inches.
Oh, look at you getting technical. What colour have you gone for, Julie?
I've gone for
Oh, the blue? Yeah, I can see
yeah,
how
I
you
just
move
checked.
on,
I just checked because they're actually a really deep blue, aren't they?
Yes, gorgeous.
But aren't they they're absolutely gorgeous? They're so sparkly. That little sort of rosette on the front of
They
sparkles
really
and
are
petals.
special occasion shoes, aren't they?
They really, really are. Yeah, they're stunning and so dainty on the foot. Very comfortable.
Now, they're slightly wider, these. That's why they're kind
Yes.
of... I can see you
can
tempting to
see.
hold your heel in
Yes.
there and everything. But so if you've got slightly like the comfort fit,
Definitely.
then these are going to be perfect for you, aren't they? Now, normally a shoe like that, if you go to the high street, it's rock solid and hard and not comfortable. Are they comfortable?
Yes, look, you can see that they're really soft and flexible. Yeah, no, they're really nice. And they look quite shallow at the edge, but they conceal quite a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but they've still got the peep-toe.
They've got the
peeping toe.
311557 is your ice code number. These are the Pavers wider patent wedge peep-toe. UK sizes 2 to 8. Black patent, navy patent, and pewter. £37.99. I think they're lovely, but obviously I can't really say a favourite because it depends what you're going to put them with. They're a real occasion shoe. Give us a call 08450 99 9969, or of course you can always come and buy on the web. Now, Sheila, I think these are a Marmite shoe, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Within the room, we have got people who love them,
Yes.
and we've got people who don't love them so much.
That's
I think
very,
that's
very
what's going
true.
to happen, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but the thing is, there are occasions where you need to wear something quite formal, and I think that fits into the category of going somewhere where you do have to be smartly dressed, quite classic as well.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of fancy down here though, John,
Yeah, I
with the
can see.
patent look there. It's all man-made, but you've got them either in the black or the navy.
Yeah.
You've got the back strap which you can adjust with the little buckle there. Then you've got a really nice heel shape. I love that heel, and I'd probably say about 2.5 inches. But like you say, it is something that's not sparkly or anything like that, but it's got a lovely shape when you see it on Julie's foot. Just that little peephole at the front there, which is really nice.
Peep-toe, do you mean?
Peep-toe. Yeah, peep-toe. Peephole. Yeah. Why am I getting all my words wrong today,
I don't know.
John?
Maybe you've been partying too much recently.
Do you reckon that's it?
She's been away for the weekend with a lot of her friends this weekend. In fact, all the boys went, everybody
Yes,
went.
we
They've
did.
had a lovely time. But,
We
you know.
did, yes. So my words are just coming out
Yes.
all wrong, and I've got a bit of a bad throat, so I'm blaming it on that. John.
Yeah, but anyway, let's have a look at the two different colours, because the blue is definitely... Now, there was a time when manufacturers weren't making blue shoes.
It's very
weren't they?
true. But do you know, blue, when you look at fashion now, it's everywhere. Navy.
Yeah, I think it's because it's more forgiving.
Yes.
Black is like hard black, whereas a navy is slightly soft,
Very
isn't
soft.
it? You've gone for the navy ones then,
I've
Julie?
gone for the navy to tone with my trousers. I love the little peephole. I think that's really cute.
You see, peephole.
It's a little peephole for your chicken tootsies.
Yeah, anyway, but look at the fancy on there. The fancy's kind of a patent. Is it taken
is.
on both of them?
That's exactly what I told you, John. You must not have been listening.
You didn't
to
say
me.
patent.
I did.
That was the last pair of shoes you said patent. Well, I'm going to listen now to the last one. Anyway, we won't fall out. Are they comfortable? That's the most important.
Yes, really comfortable. Yeah, if you really want a nice, smart shoe and you don't want to have a sort of a stiletto, these are a great alternative. And they're so elegant. I think they're very narrowing on the foot.
It's
Beautiful.
very, that heel is very like a Louis heel, isn't it?
Is very
You know,
much
kind
so.
Of, that lovely shaping to it. And as you say, it's not too high, but it's quite glamorous as well,
Yeah,
isn't
it is
Quite
quite
a glamorous
glamorous,
heel. And the
yeah.
slingback always makes it glamorous as well, doesn't it?
Yes.
311276 is your item code number. Pavers wider fitting. Slingback, so it's like a comfort fit this. UK sizes 2 to 8. Check the screen for size availability. Now, they don't look that different on the tape, but obviously in real life, you're either going for the hard black or you're going for that lovely navy. £37.99. 08450 99 969 is your telephone number du jour. www.pavershoes.tv to buy them on the web. If Sheila was here, oh, she's here, she'd be going, John, these are a right Bobby Dazzler. By gum.
Do you know by gum? They are a Bobby Dazzler.
They are.
But do you know, they are lovely. You've got the embellishment down the front there, so a little bit of sparkle.
What is it? Are they diamanted or are they just shaped studs?
The little studs, but they are actually like a glass or something.
Oh, okay.
So they actually just shimmer really nicely.
Paste, then?
Paste.
Yes.
Yes, it could be paste. Paste, John. And then on the straps here, you've got a little bit of give as well, but here it's all elasticated. So over the top of your foot here, when you walk in, you've got extra give there, and also a little bit of elastication at the back, because sometimes when you put a strap around the back, it tends to slip down. But that's really nice because you've got that elastication there. Also, on the inside of the shoe, see, I can never show you properly because, hold on, let's see.
Debbie doesn't have a problem with that.
Do you know, I know she doesn't. It's all lovely and squidgy and padded going down there. But also you've got that lovely wedge. It's all man-made, but you've got the patent at the back there, probably about 2 inches high. Great grip underneath. I actually see these as a real party shoe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just the one colourway in those.
Just the one colourway, John. Yes.
Let's have a look at Julie wearing these then. Oh, actually, I was about to say that you could only really wear these with a dress, but they look lovely with your trousers.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. They're a really nice shape, aren't they? I think they've not as much sort of hanger appeal, if you like, but when they're on the foot, I think they look really, really pretty. You can really pick out all the textures. And I love all that shimmer on the front. So pretty.
I do, because it's not in-your-face glitter, is it? It's just, it really is like Julie just said, it's like a shimmer rather than sparkle, isn't it?
Yes.
And I also like that, what's it called, the slingback, because it's not falling, it's staying where it's meant to be.
That's because of that little bit of elastication round there, John. But what I do like as well, you've got a lot of foot coverage.
Yes.
You know, people with issues with their feet, but they still want that sandal. You've still got the coverage over the foot.
Yeah, because Linda could wear, because we all know, and I'm not saying anything out of turn, that Linda has issues with her bunions.
She does.
But she could get away with those.
Well, she could, yes. Nothing would be on show at all, John, with those.
That's nice, because they look like a delicate sandal, but actually, like you say, you've got good foot coverage there. 314-867 is your item code number. These are the Pavers Embellished slingback sandal. UK sizes 2 to 8. Please check the screen for size availability, because I think these will fly out. £37.99. These really are a smart sandal, aren't they? Now, they are man-made fibres, so you can wipe them clean. 08450 99 99 69. That's your telephone number to give us a call. Or, of course, you can buy on the web, www.pavershoes.tv. Sheila?
Yes,
What's
John?
the name of your auntie that goes to those tea dances?
Auntie Yvonne.
I
yes.
can see Auntie Yvonne in these.
Do you know, she'd love them because now she does like something a little bit lower. She used to wear really high heels, but this is gorgeous because it's got a wedge. You feel a lot more secure with a wedge, not too high, probably about maybe 2 inches, John.
Not got your ruler?
No, I'm going to have to fish around in my chair for my ruler because that's where it lives. But isn't that black patent just gorgeous?
Yeah.
Now, it's all man-made, so really easy to keep clean because you just wipe it clean. But what's really fascinating, the crisscross across the top is all elasticated.
I was just looking at it there thinking, why isn't it shining? Like, oh, it's sparkly though.
Yeah, so it's got that shimmer on there, not too sparkly, but a little bit of shimmer. So once you put your foot inside, when you're walking in these, you've got that extra little bit of give, which is lovely. And I love it that they've put the patent on the toe area.
Oh yes, that always looks classy, doesn't it?
But then on the insole, you probably won't be able to see it. But no, you can't. Let me just move.
Come on, one
I'm
job,
sorry, but I'm trying my best, John. But it's all padded
No, 'cause
all
they're
the way
not normally
through.
shoes
No,
like that, are they?
I mean a dressy shoe like this, it's probably quite stiff underneath, but that's all padded all the way through. I think this is lovely. The black patent is gorgeous.
Have you only got it in black then?
No, we've got it in a gorgeous silver. Julie's wearing the silver. Look at that. And it's like it's been embossed on top.
Was it like mottled, is it?
It's lovely. It's a little bit like, not that you wear highlighter, John, but when you put your makeup on, a highlighter.
Is that the one you put to hide your black bags and your eyes?
No, a highlighter just underneath your eyebrows to give a little bit of shimmer.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'll have to try that. Does it make you look younger?
It does, John.
Julie, come on in, because Julie's got the silver ones on. I think you can see the mottled
Yes,
more
you
when it's
can.
on her feet, can't you?
I think they look lovely on. Now, these are a wider fit. Julie's a standard, but because it's got the elastication on the crisscross, when Julie moves, it's going to actually adhere to her foot.
Right.
But I just think they look so pretty.
Adhere.
No, I don't mean it. What do I mean, John?
You don't want them sticking to your feet, that's for sure. How do they feel, Julie?
Yeah, really secure, really flexible. You can see that it's quite stretchy. So they give you a sense of security, but still have that sort of sandal look.
But also, if you're wearing them dancing, your feet are going to sweat and, you know,
Yes,
kind of
that's
the elastic's
true.
going to keep them in place, isn't it? Everyone's does, Julie, don't you worry. 317-595 is right number. The Pavers wedge elasticated sandals. UK sizes 2 to 8. Please check the screen for size availability. Excuse me, which colour are you going to go for? Black patent or the mottled silver? They are £37.99. These are a wider fit, remember. 08450 99 9969 is your telephone number. www.pavershoes.tv to come and buy them on the web.
Time for a dream fly flot right now. Now they are slightly different to the Anatomic footbeds that you get with a regular fly flot because they're a little bit more like memory foam, which is really lovely. I don't know if you can see, but look, so I press down there. It takes a little while for that footbed to actually recover, but it's ever so nice. You see it's slightly sculpted there as well, so you're actually sitting in it rather than on it. Now this is really, really lovely because usually you have one fixed piece of leather coming across a fly flot, but this one is adjustable as well. We work very, very closely with the team at Fly Flot to add adjustability. Sometimes it's elastication in vents, but this time it's a little bit of one-touch fastening, which just allows you to bring it in or let it out as you need to, because sometimes you just need to let it out. This is brilliant, and you've got 3 different colours in this. I love the fact in the pewter you've got this lovely sort of two-tone going on the strap that comes across the top. And on the white, that's really, really interesting because you've got a little bit of red and... Is there some navy on there?
It's like a navy on there as well, which is and it's got a little bit of shimmer on there as well.
It's lovely. It's a really nice design. You can see here as well the overstitching where the upper meets the base there. It just adds that extra little design feature. And you've got that centre seam as well with a nice bright white overstitching. And I think that's particularly attractive in the pewter, which is it's your universal neutral, isn't it?
It is.
Sheila?
I mean, if you're really sort of like thinking about where you might be going, let's say it's a special occasion or something, and you're very poor on packing, then you can take a pewter shoe and it'll go with everything.
Yeah.
It really will. If you think of all the colours in your wardrobe, that pewter will go with all of them.
If you think as well of the price of Fly Flot clogs over the years, and you've been wearing these for decades one way or the other.
Yes, I have.
And when Fly Flot clogs first came out in leather,
I actually think the price has come down.
I think it has, because I think it was sort of early 40s to mid 40s when they first came out. And actually that price has come down. And do you know why? It's all about the amount. I mean, we sell fly flots exclusively here in the UK. We have the exclusive license here in the UK to sell fly flots, so you won't find them anywhere else but us here at Pavers. But because we sell such a huge number of them, because people are discovering them every year, more and more are sold, therefore we're buying larger numbers, therefore we can work on different economies of scale. That means that you can have these now for just $32.99 in the year 2020, which I think is absolutely amazing. If you've not discovered fly flots yet, please do give one of these styles a try. This one is 318000 and it's just $32.99. These are a real delight. Now it's funny, you know, because these are, and I've seen clogs, I've been here for around about 6 years now at Pavers. And I love it, love every minute of being here, working with the team and seeing the different styles year on year as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Have a little look, because actually for me, you've got, I don't know why, but my eye, maybe Sheila, you can help me out with these, because they come in black and they come in white in a floral. And I'm thinking the black one would be good for just pottering around in the garden, and the white one would be like for you know, everyday wearing. Don't
I
you think?
think they're too nice to be saved
I
for
thought
pottering.
you'd say that.
Far too nice,
Yeah,
Derek.
I thought you'd say that.
You've got all sorts of different outfits that will lend to each of them. I think the white one is a little bit more feminine, as in sort of floaty fabrics, that type of thing. I think with the black one, that's with your cut-offs, with your jeans. You know, when you're really out there, you want to do a good walk and what have you. I think they fit the bill in both camps there.
I think actually very, very artistic and creative people will like these.
I think so too.
Do you know what I mean? Because they are very, very nice and floral. Let's have a little look through this one then, and then we'll see Sheila's. So you've got the Anatomic footbed, which is really, really lovely. So of course that gets to know you. It's a breathable footbed as well. You can see it's got little sort of cut out little dots through there as well, just to allow the foot to breathe as well. Plenty of flexibility on the leather, and then this beautiful floral print. Isn't it amazing what they can do with leathers? Actually add a floral print. Actually, this isn't a leather, this one, isn't it? This is a man-made, this one.
The silly thing about it, though, Derek, sorry I'm butting in.
No, go on.
When you actually feel these and you look at them, you actually think it is leather.
Yes,
you know,
do.
Sometimes you know, you look at the information and you think that can't be right because this looks like a leather, feels like a leather,
Yes.
sometimes smells like a leather.
Absolutely.
But I think these are so incredibly pretty. They really, really are. And there's a bit of adjustability on them as well.
Yes.
So you can actually loosen, because often ladies have one foot slightly bigger than the other, so you can adjust that.
Yeah, which is good. All of us have that. Don't know. I never knew that until I was here, but it does make sense actually.
Absolutely.
But I do vaguely remember now. You know when you're a wee one and you have to put your feet in those things with the wooden sliders and everything else. Oh, them what days. And I do remember actually there being a slight variance between one foot and the other. There you go. Funny things, human beings.
Funny.
Aren't they?
The second toe, my second toe is bigger on one foot than my big toe.
Yes, I think mine is as well. Ooh, we'll have to show you on a Facebook Live. 313-800 is your item number then. You've got the black floral and the white floral here for an amazing price there. Too good for the garden, apparently. See, I'd wear mine in the garden, but, you know, no, too good for the garden, a variety of different uses, and an amazing price tag too, coming in at less than £25.
Now, these are your staple comfort shoes, aren't
Absolutely. I mean, it's a fly flot, and if you do want pure comfort, no sort of like embellishment is in like fancy crystals and things like this. This is your everyday fly flot that you can adjust accordingly. Maybe you do have one foot slightly bigger than the other or wider than the other. You've got the one-touch fastening on both straps. So there we go. You can adjust that and you can adjust the front strap as well. So that is fabulous. But it's all about the comfort on the insole here, which is anatomic, and if you're not sure what that means...
What does that mean, Sheila?
Well, if you pop your foot in and you actually sink down into it and it remembers your foot shape. So that's what anatomic means, John.
Okay.
And anti-shock is all about the base. So in here...
Make a good song, that, wouldn't it?
All about the base. You can sing it if you wish, John.
All about the base. That one.
That's the one. Thousands of air bubbles in here. So when you walk, it takes away any of the discomfort you might feel if you're walking on little stones or cobbles or anything like that. But just a really nice, simple shoe. You do have a little bit of embellishment because you've got the stitch work and the little flower detail. Now, we've got 3 different colours in this one. I've got the beige, then we've got the navy, and we've got the black.
You see, I wouldn't call it beige. I'd call it clotted cream or something like that, really. Oh, is it beige? Is it my eyes?
I'd call it beige.
Okay, fine. Come on in then, Julie.
Here I am.
Now, what colour's Julie got on then?
She's got the navy.
She has got the navy on.
Yes. They're really smart, aren't they? Very, very smart. And again, they're nice and adjustable. Gorgeous and soft underfoot.
They're comfortable, aren't they? As soon as you put them on, they're really,
easy
really
shoes to wear. Yes.
I think that's what they're all about with a fly flot.
Oh, yes, totally.
It is just perfect comfort and adjustability. This one is every day. You know, it's not really for sort of going out in the evening or anything like that, but maybe you're on holiday, maybe you want to actually go to the pool, maybe you want to be sightseeing. I think this is that perfect shoe.
Could you wear it as an indoor slipper? Because I hate wearing slippers.
Well, the thing
so I
is,
wear flip-flops and everything, but of course on my hard floors.
Yeah, because we've got all different surfaces in the houses now, so this would be great because it's got fabulous grip underneath.
309 is your item code number. The Flyflot Anatomic Double Touch Fasten Mule. UK sizes 1 to 9. Check the screen for size availability. Which colour are you going to go for? Are you going for beige? Are you going for black? Or are you going for navy? They're £34.99. They are leather, upper and insole. Give us a call 08450 99 99 69 or buy these on the web.
We've got a dream of a slipper for you now. Well, it is a Flyflot dream. A Flyflot dream leather slipper clog. Slipper clog, yes.
Yeah, well, I would actually say this is, well, it's an outdoor clog for definite because it's got a leather upper, a leather insole. Now, slightly different concept with a dream. It's got a different footbed to our normal sort of Flyflot. It's got a different cushioning. It actually feels, this one, a little bit like memory foam. So whereas the other one, you pop your foot in, it remembers your footbed, footprint, whereas this, you squish down and then it springs back to place.
Aha.
Also in the unit here, you've still got that cushioning as well, but beautiful, beautiful leather, really lightweight. Love the overstitching actually around the bottom there. Now we've just got this in two colours, we've got the black and the navy, but I think if you're in the workplace and you can wear a clog, then you've got that gorgeous, gorgeous comfort.
Yep.
You've got the little vent at the top here, so if one foot is slightly bigger than the other, you've got that, when you actually walk in them, you've got that extra little bit of give there as well.
And I can see what lovely soft leather it is
it's
as
beautiful,
well.
really beautiful.
So you could wear them as slippers if you wanted, but
you could.
They are outdoor clogs.
They're an outdoor clog,
which is
yes,
fantastic.
which is all year round as well,
Yeah.
and also the upper comes that little bit further back, so you've got the security there as well.
Perfect. Am I correct in thinking, Sheila, they've got a leather footbed as well?
Yes, they have.
Great. So
leather
your feet
insole.
can breathe.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So everything that's touching your foot is leather.
Lovely. Come on down, Linda. How do they feel to you?
Fantastic. And the leather is just so soft, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous, really. As soon as you put your foot in, your foot just sinks down into that footbed. But I've got a lot of friends that are hairdressers and, you know, receptionists, and they wear the Flyflots all the time because they're on their feet all day. And because of the comfort that you get. You know, you can see, look, as you press down, all the sponginess, the squidge there, which is fantastic.
It's perfect for people, you know, that are on the feet. And obviously, if you're on your feet all day long, your feet overheat a little bit. So to have a clog, it's just the perfect solution. You know, so I can imagine like a hairdresser or a beautician or like, say, a receptionist or something, just the perfect shoe.
They're very elegant, actually.
They
as
are,
well,
actually.
aren't they? They're quite continental in their styling. They're just very sort of streamlined and simple.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
And sort of an understated elegance. And they are the Flyflot Dream slip-on leather clogs. The order code is 313252. Size range is 3 to 8. They're $29.99, and remember, they are all leather inside and out, and two colourways for you: black and a very, very dark, nice navy.
Now, these are something different. These are just like, first of all, I need to tell you, they weigh nothing. They weigh nothing, but they look much chunkier. And the colours are really, really lovely. I'll show you those in a second. But look, so I've got the blue one here. But look in here, right, you've got all different coloured flashes. And that's on all three colours. You've got your different coloured flash in here. It's all man-made textiles here, so you can wipe these clean. You've got bungee laces. But look, you can just tighten them up using the toggle or the woggle. What's it called? Toggle, woggle thing. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. If you look in here, so that's got a lovely wide tongue in there. This feels like neoprene underneath here, really, really soft to the foot. This is all bound in the same soft fabric here. The insides feel so lovely and soft. Now, this sole unit here, not sole unit, insole, you can take that out. So if you want to put your orthotics in, or if you want to just wash it, rinse it through or something, you can take that into, I'm not going to do it now for you, but if you take that, you can take that insole completely out to rinse it through. Now, this one they're calling navy. It's not navy. It's like a dark cornflower or RAF blue, isn't it? Two other colours. It comes in red, which is a vibrant red. And also comes, they're calling it taupe, but I think I'd call it a soft grey. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. You make your own mind up. But they're a much chunkier look. And then look at the sole unit here. It's got that wave, we can see it there on the ones on the table, that wave sole unit there, creating that lovely undulation there. And you've got the very traditional gripability on the bottom there. So now, Linda, wouldn't you call those grey?
Yeah, I'd call them a soft grey.
Yeah,
with
like
all
a
those,
dove grey almost.
Like a dove grey, yeah. But really lovely. As soon as you put them on, oh wow, they are so soft, so flexible, really lovely to wear, so light.
Yes.
You know, if you're going away on holiday again, you know, for packing or for wearing at the airport.
Oh yeah,
fabulous.
yeah. But they're a much chunkier look, aren't they? The others we've had in this show have been more sleek, haven't they? These are your chunky look, aren't
yeah.
they?
And I love the fact that you can alter that. So if you foot well up in the afternoon, that gives, or you can tighten it up.
Or like
so
you've said
really
on the
nice.
aeroplane.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, absolutely.
just, yeah.
Release them on the
Toggle
airplane.
or woggle?
Toggle.
Or woggle?
I'd say
Isn't
toggle.
woggle? No, woggle's the thing you wear when you're scout.
That's the toggle, yes.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Anyway, I'm getting confused. 316 is, put it down to age. 316229 is your item code number on this. The Pavers slip-on casual shoe, they've called it. UK sizes 3 to 8, 3 different colourways. Navy, which is not navy. Red, which is definitely red. And taupe, which is soft, very soft grey. £29, £99. Excuse me. I need to tell you, they're a slightly wider fit, these, you know, like an old-fashioned comfort fit. 08450 99 99 69 is your telephone number. www.paversshoes.tv to buy them on the web. Hello, this show is called Moccasin Mix, and I tell you what, we've got a mix of moccasins for you. Starting off with this one. This is so soft, I can't tell you, it's lovely. It's a leather moccasin penny loafer. And I love the red, white and blue styling on this. Gorgeous, isn't it? So, it's a slightly wider fit, this one, before we start. But if you look here, we've got the apron front in the white. Then we've got the red going across the front there. Then we've got the blue and the red coming around the side. And then that really lovely sole in the white there. Now, let's go through the colours on the table because they're all slightly different. So I've got white next to me with a natural sole. Then I've got the navy with a blue and white sole. Then I've got the red, white and navy, which the white sole, and then I've got the fuchsia one, which is a mixture of fuchsia and red, I'd say. If you had a paint palette, you would have mixed the two colours together there. And that's got the natural and white sole. And that's the one that Linda is wearing. It looks lovely with your outfit, doesn't it?
Tone of raspberry, isn't it?
Yes, it is more raspberry than fuchsia,
Yeah,
I'd say.
really lovely. I've not seen anything like this before.
No.
It's an unusual colour, but really vibrant, really lovely. Again, you've got those Turkish leathers, which are gorgeous. I love that back as well.
Yes.
You've got great support at the back. And look at the little sole, how it tips up at the back there.
Good for driving.
So great for driving in. Yeah, absolutely lovely. I love these. So whether you're wearing white linens or your jeans or nice pair of trousers, I think these are gorgeous.
They are, and they're beautifully styled shoe. They're very balanced, aren't they, as
Yeah.
a shoe? And is that the one you'd go for in real life?
Do you know what? I think I would, because it's a bit unusual.
Because it's unusual, isn't it? Yeah. 317929 is your item code number. The Pavers leather moccasin penny loafer. UK size is 2 to 9, but check the screen for size availability. I have 4 colourways. We have fuchsia, we have navy, we have white, and we have white, navy and red. They're £39.99. They're leather upper and a leather insole.